ago by a guy named Randy Gage. Randy Gage is one of the biggest network marketing gurus of all time, if there ever was somebody. His material is fantastic, okay? He said the secret to success in this type of business, and this translates into networking or insurance or anything like that, is to get a large group of people to do a few easy tasks over a sustained period of time. What is the definition of easy? It's something anyone can do. Think systems. Okay? Here's the problem that I've had over the last few years because of my success. You ready? Because of my success, I've had some problems because people thought they had to be gurus to make money, right? You go, oh, well, I hear it all the time. Well, of course you're making money. You've been doing this so long and da-da-da-da. The reason that guy, Paul, was so successful, the guy that I originally talked to you about, the guy I've been referencing, was he had an incredible ability to appear stupid, but was extremely smart. You can give me that water, Tosh, thanks. He appeared to be stupid all the time. That's why he had that good old boy look and so on. Because if people are always asking themselves, can I do what they just did? If I get up in front of a room in a suit and tie and I give this dynamic presentation with my $2,000 computer and my $10,000 projector and I've got it all, everybody in the room goes, that was amazing, but I'm not getting in. How could that be? Why? Because they, deep down, loved the presentation. It was entertaining, it was energetic, it was exciting, but they can't do what I just did. That's one of the hardest things I had to learn how to do, was dumb it down all the time to make people believe that they could do what I just did. Okay? How many hours should I work? Most of you guys figure this out. This is just some stuff I thought I would throw in there as references just because it's important. A lot of people ask this, how many hours should I work? Okay? You don't get paid in a business like this, especially commissions, for hours you put in. You get paid for the results, not the time in. The nice thing about a business like this, though, is if you built a team of 50, 100, 1,000 people, you're getting results done, but you may not be working very many hours, which is our goal, correct? Our goal is to not have to work hundreds and hundreds of hours a week, but to work as few hours as possible, but become very, very efficient. My phone hardly rings anymore. This is amazing. Sometimes people don't get this. People think I'm extremely busy, but my phone hardly rings. Why is that? Because I've put systems in place that do all of the heavy lifting and the training of my people that I don't have to be anywhere around, but the work is still getting done just as efficiently. And then when I show up, it's like everybody already knows me because they've seen all the stuff, they've heard all the material. We did cover that, understanding the power of leverage. Also, this is real important, is you got to remember you have to always fight to stay focused on income generating activities. I'm all for goal setting. I'm all for reading leadership books. But eventually the rubber's got to meet the road, and you've got to do the calls. You've got to make the calls and so on. And so I'm going to show you the simplicity of that as we get there. Fishing with many poles and different bait. How many of you guys have ever been fishing before? Are there different fish in different ponds typically? Oceans, fish, right, like that? Does the same bait catch every fish? No. So don't be afraid to use different things a lot of times. Just top of my head, typically if I'm introducing somebody to my program, my business, it's going to take 3 or 4, as many as sometimes 7 exposures of something before it's become it's something they start to believe. Okay, so when you're thinking of that, a lot of people want this, okay? They want this to happen, and it doesn't. This type of business, just like we drew out the power of one, it's a process, not an event. It's a process, not an event. Building your business is a process. Recruiting and getting customers, clientele, is a process, not an event. So don't be alarmed if it doesn't happen overnight. Our society has been conditioned to being an instant gratification, microwave popcorn, instant pudding. If you can't feed a family of 15 in 3 minutes from the time you leave your menu thing order here to the time you get to the window, you're mad. Or is it just me? I can't believe they didn't get 19 kids' food in my back of my van right now. You know what I mean? That's what society has come out to be. Okay? The Bible says, despise not small beginnings. Despise not small beginnings. It also says that in due time you shall reap. Write this one down. In due time you shall reap if you faint not. In due time you shall reap if you faint not. That's a good one. There will be plenty of times that you will be ready to faint because you're like, really? I can't believe I have put my butt on the line, I've worked, I got nothing coming in, and all of a sudden, if you just stay the course, Paul used to tell this a hilarious story, how he got excited, he got a few checks, he quit his job, and his income stayed level for 6 months. My income stayed level for the next 6 months, didn't go anywhere. So he gets his first residual check for $7 for the month. His wife looks at it and says, well, gee, this is a great thing you got us into. I'm glad you quit your job. How about I go quit my job and we'll make $14 a month and we'll starve to death together. Within, I think he had been in at that time a little over a year. A year and a half, over a year later, he had gotten a guy who gotten a guy. The guy was I'm talking spitting image of Barney Fife from Mayberry. Guy's name was Jim Voight out of Kentucky. Talked weird, acted just like him, same mannerisms, everything. That guy built almost 70% of Paul's organization, complete hillbilly, and within a year from that point, Paul was making over $95,000 a month. Paul at one time was making over $1.3 million a month at his peak for months and months and months, okay? That should go without saying. You've probably heard that from Don and Tim and everybody else by now. Learn to be the messenger, not the message. This is one of the hardest things for people to do. This goes right back to me re-emphasizing not making yourself look and appear to be this guru expert, but making people understand that they can do what you're doing. Okay? How you get the message across, the easiest way is you use the tools. You use the tools. I think Don already said this morning, so we're on the same page. Also, you got to learn to say less to more people. If you learn to say less to more people, it's just like a baseball player. A baseball player goes up and he gets a pitch thrown at him, right? Let's say he's in the batter's box, he gets a pitch thrown at him. He has the chance to swing or not swing, correct? Okay. What is Babe Ruth known for? Home runs and hits, correct? And strikeouts. Did you know that he struck out more than anybody in Major League history, I think it was? Because he just kept swinging. He kept swinging. He kept swinging. He kept swinging. He kept swinging. And he didn't worry about every single pitch being the perfect pitch. It wasn't the pitches had to be perfect every single time. You can, and I'll tell you, this is a fact, is you can say all of the right things to the wrong person and they won't get in. But you can be a complete goof, draw something out on a napkin, forget where you're at, and the person will go, that's amazing, I'm in. And you go, how did that happen? Who cares? Don't sign up for that class, as Jim Rohn would say, right? Say less to more people. When I learned that one, guess what I did? If it was just a numbers game, I was able to work through the numbers a lot faster because I wasn't badgering, killer bees, right? Killer bees, badgering and begging somebody to join my opportunity. And I put scarcity on it. I put a little more them with more curiosity because I wasn't totally focused on them the entire time, and my pipeline was able to be filled quicker and quicker and quicker to where more people were coming in faster than I'd ever had before because I had good tools and I was able to leverage myself. Keep it simple. You guys have all heard the KISS thing. I'm not going to go through that one. Mention that. What do I have to do? That's what your prospects are always asking. What does your business look like in 3 to 5 years? One of the hardest things, again, is the instant gratification of today's society, is people don't a lot of times want to pay the price. They really, really don't. I don't want to pay the price. Who are we kidding? Right? I've been doing networking for 20 years. I've tried to quit the industry I don't know how many times. But then when I turn around and look, I'm like, what else am I going to do? You know, I barely graduated high school. I've got a bartending degree. Not. I just learned that I can spin bottles, by the way. That's pretty cool. That's a great talent. Okay? I can punch people in the head without them really seeing it coming. Another great talent, Mikey. Come on, buddy. But what does your business look like in 3 to 5 years? Give it a little perspective of this is going to be long term. This is going to take a little work. That this skill builds on the next skill. This appointment builds on the next appointment. One of the ways, remember this one, and you probably want to write this one down. This jumped into my head. Write down this phrase, stories for the stage. Has anybody in this room ever been disappointed in something that happened in your business? Raise your hands. Those are you building up a great book worth of stories for the stage. Okay? That's how I overcame all of my objections, my defeats, my things that disappointed me when I drove 7 hours one way to New York because the guy swore he was going to fill the room with people that were wanting to jump into my business. And when I got there, I was there. Let me re-emphasize who was there. I was there. Anybody else there? Nope. 7 hours down the tubes and so on. Guess what? I'm on a stage. I, with a smile on my face, can tell you this story from the stage now. Do you see what I'm saying? You have to learn how to control your emotions during your disappointments. That's really, really important. And I always did it through having stories for the stage. Because eventually you are going to have somebody in your team or your organization that's going to run into a difficulty and you can't relate to them the books and the figures and the points and the details. You're going to have to meet them where they're at with your own story of what happened and how you overcame it. Okay, facts tell, stories tell, right? What happened and how you overcame it. 3 to 5 years, you are going to run into some issues. You're going to have some things happen. You're going to have people disappoint you. But at the same time, you're going to have people that really surprise you. You're going to have people that get in the business that do more than you ever would have imagined, okay?